Have you ever been hurt by someone so deeply that you carried the resentment for months, maybe even years? Perhaps someone betrayed your trust. Perhaps they lied, insulted you, or treated you unfairly. And ever since, a part of your mind keeps returning to that moment, replaying it like an old wound that refuses to heal. Marcus Aurelius understood this struggle. As Emperor of Rome, he dealt with dishonest politicians, selfish citizens, ambitious rivals, and people who constantly disappointed him. Yet in Book 9 of Meditations, he arrives at a remarkable conclusion. Hatred harms the one who carries it more than the one who receives it. Today, I want to share a lesson that has survived nearly 2,000 years. A lesson about humanity, connection, and why understanding others may be one of the greatest forms of wisdom. Imagine an old monk walking through a forest in autumn.
As he followed a narrow path, he noticed two trees growing side by side. Their trunks were separate, their branches reached in different directions, and from the surface they appeared entirely independent. But when he knelt down and examined the earth beneath them, he discovered that their roots were intertwined deep underground. The monk smiled. From above, they seemed separate. Below, they were connected. Years later, he would tell his students, "Human beings are much like those trees. We spend our lives focused on our differences, different beliefs, different backgrounds, different opinions, different ambitions. Yet beneath the surface, we share the same fears, hopes, desires, and struggles. We all seek happiness. We all fear loss. We all experience pain. We all long to be understood." Marcus Aurelius believed that forgetting this truth is the beginning of hatred. When someone wrongs us, we often stop seeing them as human. They become an enemy, a problem, an obstacle, a villain in the story we tell ourselves. But Marcus challenges us to look deeper. He asks us to remember that harmful actions often arise from ignorance rather than malice. People act selfishly because they misunderstand what truly matters. People lie because they fear consequences. People become cruel because they are trapped by their own suffering. This does not excuse bad behavior, but it changes how we respond to it.
The monk once encountered a traveller who was furious with his brother. For years, the traveller had carried bitterness in his heart. "He betrayed me," the traveller said. "I will never forgive him." The monk listened patiently before asking a simple question. If you hold a burning coal, intending to throw it at another person, who gets burned first? The traveller looked down. The one holding it. The monk nodded. So it is with hatred. Many people believe hatred gives them strength. In reality, it often chains them to the very person they wish to escape. Marcus understood this. Every moment spent feeding resentment is a moment stolen from your own peace. Every hour spent replaying an old wound is an hour not spent living. The Stoic path is not about pretending people are perfect. It is about recognizing that human imperfection is universal. The person who disappointed you is imperfect. The stranger who insulted you is imperfect. The colleague who undermined you is imperfect. And if we are honest, so are we.
Book 9 repeatedly reminds us that we are parts of the same greater whole. Just as hands belong to one body, human beings belong to one human family. Imagine what would happen if your left hand became angry with your right hand. The conflict would make little sense because both belong to the same body. Marcus believed hatred between people is much the same. When we harm one another, we damage something larger than ourselves. We damage the community that sustains us all. This perspective does not make life easier overnight. People will still disappoint you. Some wounds take years to heal. Some betrayals leave lasting scars. But understanding our shared humanity transforms the burden we carry. Instead of asking, "How can I get even?" we begin asking, "What can I learn?" Instead of asking, "Why are people so terrible?" we ask, "What pain might they be carrying?" And instead of building walls around our hearts, we learn to leave room for compassion. The monk eventually returned to the forest where he had first seen the two trees. Years had passed. The trees had grown taller and stronger. Their branches stretched farther apart than ever before. Yet beneath the soil, their roots remained connected. The lesson had not changed. Human beings may appear separate. We may disagree. We may struggle. We may hurt one another. But beneath all our differences lies a shared human experience.
Marcus Aurelius invites us to remember this whenever anger begins to take hold. Because the person standing before you is not merely an opponent, they are another traveller walking through the same fragile and temporary life. And perhaps true wisdom begins when we stop asking how different we are and start remembering how much we share. Not because others always deserve our kindness, but because our own humanity depends upon it.